Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Walski Group. I'm Maya. Well, if you saw last night's short, you know that today we are moving our bigger tomato plants into their temporary home. And before I start to do that, I'd like to first say welcome to all the new subscribers in the past about 2 weeks. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. And if you're new here and watching this for the first time, please consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, if you like all of these videos, please give them a thumbs up because it really helps the channel out and it also helps to get the video out there. So, what were we planning on doing today? Well, we went outside this morning and we took our 5-gallon bucket and I ended up cutting it about a fourth of the way down like this. But as you can see, there's no holes or anything in the bottom. And the reason why I'm not worried about holes right now in here is because this isn't going to be the permanent home of the tomato plants. These are going to go out in the garden once we get the garden ready. But this is just going to be a temporary home just so they get bigger and they get ready to grow. So what we're going to do is we just have our normal bag of potting soil here. And I'm going to end up putting some in here. Just gonna put enough in here so I can get them in. Now, I'll show everybody what we got here. We had out of, I believe it was, 6 individual cells. We only had 1 cell of them that didn't come up or didn't want to grow. But for the most half, like I say, I would recommend, and me personally, you can see it back here. If you're going to grow the seeds, at home, be it, tomato, pepper, whatever it might be, I highly recommend is getting yourself is one of the grow lights like this. If you did past videos, about 2 years ago, I believe it was, one of my past videos, you always seen like everything was like so like grown over, bent over. It wasn't like really growing, straight and wasn't getting that big. This is the first time this year now that we actually have healthy enough of plants that I'm looking forward to planting them outside. But I just wanted to show everybody, this is like one of them. I'll bring it up here to the camera. Where's the camera? Right there. You can already see they've got like their second leaves. Plus, they're already starting to root out of the bottom here. So these ones are the bigger of what I have right now. This is just another one. Just to kind of show you, that they're finally starting to get their secondary leaves and everything. So that's a good sign. And I'll just pull one here. This one right here, like here too, they're just beginning to start. I don't know if you can like really see that on here, but these are the Romas. And these two, the only reason why they're like this is because I had to spin them around. But they're starting to grow straight and they're starting to get big too. And I'm like I say, the light really has made all the difference. And I can't recommend having, getting yourself one, yourself if you're going to plant seeds and stuff. So we got our dirt in our container like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set them in here. Because I'm not, I'm not looking to like really plant them deep or anything like that. All I'm doing is just looking to give the roots here a chance to expand and let the plant grow. And like I say, I'm not too concerned about like packing the dirt tight around them because they're only going to be in here temporarily. And again, they're just going to get themselves established and get themselves going here. And when I went through these earlier this morning, I ended up leaving like for example, like this one was the strongest one out of this whole entire thing, and I think I cut like 1 or 2 little ones out. And some of them do have 2. It all depended on like which ones look the strongest, which ones look the healthiest, kind of deal. So basically, what I'm going to do is I have them planted like this. I have I'll bring it in here so you can see. I have the 4 in here on the corners and the 1 in the middle. Now, with these, I'm still going to end up just watering them once a week. And again, I would say if you starting seedlings, any kind of plants, things like that, I found that like for the majority of my plants that are like over here and the majority of my seedlings that I have right here, I found that using, I go to the store and I buy the gallon jugs like this of the distilled water. Don't use regular tap water because your regular tap water has like chemicals, all kinds of stuff in there, chlorine, chemicals, blah, blah, blah. And that's not like really healthy, for your plants or anything like that. But I found that by changing over to the distilled water, it has made a difference in the plants. It has made a difference in the health of the plants, both be it my indoor plants and my garden plants that I have planted. So like I say, use distilled water also when you're watering your plants. But now I was going to show everybody too today, like how I'm going to thin some of these out. So I just slid them all over here. And I've already done the tomato ones. Like I say, I've taken the weakest ones out of there. Taking them out. Let me put this down here so it doesn't create a glare. But took the weakest ones out of them. My jalapeno pepper ones are just starting to come up, and so are the pepper plants. So I'm not too worried about them right now. I've already done my broccoli. So now I'm into my Brussels sprouts. And what I like to have when I'm doing this is, like I say, you're still going to have some stragglers, which is going to be understandable because I didn't have like the light directly over every single part of the planter. And that's another thing that I've learned, by doing this is that next year, since I don't know if you can see it back here, but I had the 3 set up. I have 1, 1, and 1. I'm going to get another light to go in front so I can put it in between. That way I get a complete coverage over all my seedlings and everything. But what I've been doing is I've just been taking out, now see these are kind of scraggly or whatever. So like if there's real like scraggly here, real leggy, I won't hold on to these. I'll just get rid of them. But like for example, like see now, let's see here. Let's go into here. These are kind of, like I say, you're watching this as I'm doing this. This is the first time I'm taking these ones apart. And seeing like who's the strongest and who's the weakest here. But what I do is I'm just going to take them apart, and I'm just kind of looking for like if there's any of them that are like haven't grown or haven't like really responded, then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of the peat pot. But it looks like almost every one, except maybe like the ones on the ends right here, those were real like leggy, and that's just because those were at the end of the where the light was. But now we're going to get into the ones here in the center that are a little more healthier, and I want to kind of like get them, because these, you can see they're kind of like laying down like this, and that's just because they've been so overcrowded. So what I'm going to do is I got a pair of little tiny scissors here, little snips, and instead of like pulling each one out and disturbing the roots, what I like to do is I like to just come in here and I'm just going to clip them off right where like the worst of the worst ones are here, or the skinniest of the little ones are. So I'm just going to cut them out, and then that way this is going to give them room to breathe finally. And like I say, I probably should have done this a little bit sooner on the end of the Brussels sprouts and all that and everything. But like this one didn't really grow, so that one can go, and then this one can go. And all I'm looking for, like I say, is I'm just looking for ones that are like bent over, that are skinny. So like this one here, I'm going to cut the skinny little guys out. I'm also looking for like ones that don't have like the start of their second leaves and all that. Now this one pretty much has its second leaves. It's just that it's kind of scraggy. So I'm just going to put this one back in here and give it some room and keep an eye on it. Now maybe, like I say, it'll start to grow straight instead of growing leggy like this. But this one too, like for example, I'm just going to get rid of that one. Now this here, as you can see, these have already started their second leaves, but they're kind of leggy. These seedlings here that have came up later are actually developing to their second set of leaves, but they're stronger. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a chance here and I'm going to see what happens. And like I say, you guys will also see because I'll show you the results, but I'm going to get rid of the ones here that are kind of like bent over. Get them out of here so they don't take up so much energy. And I'm going to give the ones that are starting they're just starting to get their second leaves, I'm going to give them a fighting chance to grow here. Same way with this one. This here it only has its first leaf, but I got all brand new little ones coming in. So this one right here, this one here that's bent over, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that, and then I'll save these ones here. And like I say, once I start to thin them out too, they'll be able to start to grow upwards and respond a little bit better to the lighting. See, now ones like this, that when I planted enough seeds in and you only got the one, I'm not going to keep that. That's not even worth, it's not even worth trying to save or trying to get to grow. These I'm going to bring back in. I think that those are going to grow. And like I say, these, in all honesty, these have grown kind of scraggy because of the lighting. And it's been really weird and stuff. See, now these are two, no, I don't like them. Let's see what we got here. Now here we got ones that are got a fighting chance. So I'm going to put them back in there. I'm gonna let the taller one grow, and I'm going to see what happens. In the same way here, I mean, you can kind of see they're bent, but I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to reposition the light, and I'm going to bring the light over to the end right here. So let me show you how I'm going to do that real quick. So, like I say, we got onions in here, and we got peppers. Now, the majority of them, the lighting wasn't exactly like where it should have been. So I'm going to just slide the camera over here, and I'm just going to kind of show you. Now, as you can see here on my table, there's the one light here, one here, and one here. And that's what I was saying about like where the positioning of the broccoli and the pepper plants were. They were right in between these lights. So next year I'm going to buy another light to put in front of my grower. So then I can put one in between each one like this. And that too will eliminate the little bit of like legginess in the middle and also at the end. But what I'm going to do is now that I've got them cleared out and everything, I'm just going to push it back over here like this. And I'm going to rearrange my light. I just got to stand up here for a second. But I'm going to just rearrange my lighting to kind of come over these ones that were like affected. And I'm also going to bring it down a little bit. Because they claim that, you're supposed to be 2 inches from the seeds. So now, as you can see, I moved them over the pepper plants right here. Because the pepper plants are starting to come up. It's just, they're a little slow. These onions are really getting fragrant. I got to cut these and plant these into their own container. The Roma tomatoes, those are going to be okay. Those are getting real healthy. Those will probably be the next ones we're going to transfer, into their own bucket. The jalapenos, like I say, they're beginning to come up. Just think that they weren't getting enough light, so again, I moved the lighting for them. And in the same way with the Brussels sprouts and all that, move the lighting over them so they, get the lighting that they need. And as far as these, what I'm going to do with these is you can see from my angle, You can see the grow light that is over there. I really don't want these to like be that far from lighting or some kind of a light. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the kitchen by the south facing window. So they get sunlight, they get what they need. And as the days here start getting a little bit warmer, I know like we again got a chance of snow this week, so I'm not putting these anywhere outside. But once the weather like changes next week, we start getting into the low 40s, give or take, that kind of weather. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end up putting them outside, start putting them outside so they get acclimated to, you know, the outside conditions. Put them out during the daylight hours so they get used to the sun and all that, and they, you know, start to grow a little more healthier and everything. Then I'll bring them in at night when the sun goes down, because I don't want them to, you know, get frostbite or anything. But so I'm gonna, you know, be taking this in and out, but I will be updating everybody probably next week or so, give or take. We'll show you the next round. I have a couple more buckets like this, and like I say, the next ones that are actually looking pretty big, or will be ready to go, will be those Romas. So we will probably be transferring them into buckets next week as a temporary home to get them to cycle through and all that. Oh, and one last thing. Since I've already taken these out of the containers over here, the little pea pot containers here were, you know, sitting in water. So what I'm going to do is once I'm all said and done, I'm just going to water them like with the distilled water. Just give them a little water so they get settled into this new dirt and they don't shock. And like I say, I'm just going to keep them towards the sunlight and keep them growing, and we'll see what happens. Like I say, I know we're definitely going to get the onions. We'll probably get the pepper plants and jalapeno plants. The broccoli and the Brussels sprouts, I don't know. Those are going to be kind of questionable, but we'll see what happens, like I say. And if we don't get everything to grow here, we'll buy it and stick it out in the garden and show you how to, you know, grow it out there in the garden. So that should do it for this week. So again, thanks for watching, everyone. And again, you know, if you're new to the channel and you've seen some of these videos and watched some of these videos, you know, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like these videos that I'm putting out there, you know, please give them a thumbs up, because like I say again, it really helps out the videos, it really helps out the channel. And until next time, everyone, I will see you then. Again, I'm Maya from the Walski Group. Have a good one, everyone, and take care. We'll see you next time.